Hey everyone, this podcast is coming to you from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. You can support this show and our larger efforts to build a leftist community through podcasting and other projects over at patreon.com/Psychic Dolphin Garage. That's patreon.com/PSYCHICDOLPHIN Garage, which is spelled how it sounds.
I don't know what it is about like a tall can, but like I feel really cunty drinking from a tall can. Just like a real fucking
Oh
bitch.
no, yeah, that's absolutely how you should feel.
No. See, you are co-opting straight culture. It's called a tall boy, and that is what you are drinking out of, sir.
This is a little faggot can. What are you talking about?
Yikes.
You sound like my dad in 2006.
Right.
Like when those first rolled out, and like those are his exact words. That's
Like sipping from this just sounds like dicks in your mouth.
It really is weird, like how like Coke scrolled through all of like their hate comments section, then they use those exact comments and turn them into
And create a product,
LGBT-friendly
yeah.
ad campaigns.
yeah.
Oh
This
my
June
gosh.
they're releasing dick flavored Coca-Cola because some dude with a Pepe avatar was like, "Well, you should just release a dick flavor next," and they were like, "Bet."
It will. Our stock has gone up 4% because of this.
Oh my gosh.
Coca-Cola, man, it's the future.
Coca-Cola, Jesus Christ. Just like imagine like a fleet of trucks leaving a Coca-Cola factory, just like now with dick right across the side, people clamoring around. It's like Willy Wonka's release party.
It's that Share One campaign, and you see, you go to fucking 7-Eleven. There's one right next to another, share one with dad, share one with daddy.
Coca-Cola gets sued because instead of shooting shirts, they were just using the cannon to shoot dildos, and they impaled someone with the dildo.
Oh no!
For
Why
their
would we make a
Coca-Cola
metal
campaign.
dildo that's also hollow? It seems like such a design flaw.
A hollow point cock.
Talk about rearranging your insides.
Speaking of things that you can hide in a truck.
that are also unpleasant.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Zach. That's the actual benchmark.
Yeah,
I appreciate your
That's where my head
your,
is at, though.
Divine sense of detraction from the situation. Yeah.
I know. I'm always here to bring us down, back to reality, back to how shitty everything is, instead of laughing about dick jokes.
Instead of the utopian future where cock flavored Coke exists.
Utopian.
Yeah. Yeah.
In New York City, they are finding bodies in the back of U-Haul trucks.
That's incredibly fucking twisted. Like, it's not enough of like, the neoliberal hellscape we inhabit to make us live in the backs of vans. We must die in the backs of vans as well. It's pretty fucked.
Looking
Like
great
my
for
father
FOMO.
and my father before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is going to be kind of like a really dark, I think, moving truck tactic for two guys in a truck.
Just two guys hanging out in a truck 5 feet apart. Social distancing.
It's not even. This wasn't even a refrigerated truck. It was an unrefrigerated truck, and it was for a Brooklyn funeral home. So you give your body to the funeral home, and they're like, yeah, of course we can take it. Just pay us, whatever, thousands of dollars, and they just put it into rot with the rest of the bodies.
God, that is heinous.
I mean, like, I was feeling bad for him and thinking about like how just objectively horrifying the whole situation is. But then I remember that it's happening in Brooklyn, and then I feel okay.
Oh no.
That's 60 podcasts down.
Oh man.
You know what wouldn't have happened on Earth 616? There wouldn't have been this many goddamn Brooklyn podcasts, okay? So we're normalizing our podcasting numbers back to normal.
Nature is healing. Podcasts are the virus.
Absolutely they are.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelton.
And I'm Zach.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Dennis.
That's right. Okay. It's the whole gang is here.
Yeah.
Oh, am I supposed to do another spiel? Just being like, guys, it's just
Welcome to
The
another
Boys
episode of Psychic
This is the boy.
This
is a boy. That's
Yeah.
what the boys. Podcast for incoherent babbling.
I mean, like that's mostly why people listen to podcasts. That and to like fill the void left by your father. So,
Yeah.
we'll
With
figure out
incoherent
which way.
babbling.
Or fathers.
It's,
Okay.
it's an easy void filler. Incoherent babbling is never going to leave to get cigarettes and never come back, all right?
And I'm here to say that if you wanted to call any of us daddy, I think we'd be okay with it.
No. Maybe the old me would have said that he was okay with it, but now me, the non-sex confetti Twitter account, is no longer having to be performatively horny. I can now just return back to my roots of being just abjectly miserable and misanthropic towards everything and every topic. We could also talk about like what all we got going on, but I think people kind of get the gist. Please leave us a review. Please join our Reddit. Please join our Discord. Please check us out on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Half you people actually care. The other half of you have already skipped. So honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point.
Wise folks.
Yeah.
Wise folks.
Yeah.
We did have a submission for our 5-star 1-star program, but we didn't
they've missed
receive any further information about the posting, specifically, which bad podcast they had reviewed and which and the review on our podcast. So
send receipts, motherfucker.
yeah, you have to send all the receipts.
Yeah, what is going on this week though? Like we actually have like some important stuff going on. Like Texas is reopening without any protests, and that seems cool. But then we're also reaching like all-time highs in our state at like 1,200 for like 3 straight days. So dope, got to keep that kill streak alive.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm lighting
Texas-
a candle for y'all. Feel bad.
Yeah,
about
we're gonna need it. We're definitely
We're gonna need a lot more candles, Dennis. I'm gonna start just shipping candles to you.
We have so many dead bodies in so many trucks. Please make them scented candles.
But out here in libertarian Texas, all those movie theaters that are probably going to be closing soon are having to spend a bunch of money on airport-style security check-ins, where you basically get your temperature taken, and then if you don't have a fever, then you can come watch a movie.
Okay,
There
I
you
hear
go.
that point. Okay,
Wow,
I have smuggled in like a large pizza from Little Caesars though, so fight
Well,
me.
now the temperature detectors will get it. I mean, it's like, sir, you have a fever, a
Yeah.
pizza fever. Because I'm
There's
crazy
only-
for Little Caesars.
Only one way to cure it. This is actually a perfect ad campaign for the Noid. Bring back the Noid.
I
Absolutely
remember
bring
being
back
16
the noise.
and going into a movie theater and demanding to see an R-rated film. When they asked to see my ID, I got offended enough that then they just gave me the ticket stub anyway. So, like, I'm pretty sure if I go into a movie theater with, like, a baby bag and be like, yes, my wife is inside, I need to go meet her to screening of, I don't know, like, Shithead Baby 5, they'll just let me in, and that's fine.
Should it be?
point-
Does that sound like a movie to you? Yeah, it sounds like a movie to me. Oh, well, that's fine then.
My dumbass legitimately thought when you said your wife was inside, you meant the baby bag. Like, hell of a way to get around social distancing, man. That's elaborate.
Well, but see, like, the
Uh.
Texas rule, though, makes absolutely no fucking sense because it's, all these places can reopen, but only at 25% capacity. And so, we're going to put all the pressure on these businesses to go ahead and open instead of being takeout only because we're just assholes and we want to brag about how cool it is that Texas is opening up. It
Yep.
doesn't actually matter about what's actually going to be the day-to-day impact.
Nope.
So
Does not matter a
Yeah.
fucking lick. And that's great.
Texas big line number go up. So who cares beyond that?
Big iron go up. Yep. That's Texas, baby. I guess Texas
Texas,
Red
man.
actually gets killed in that song, so it really does really is appropriate.
Incredibly.
More like Texas Dead. Am I right? Am I right, gamers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ha-ha.
All right.
Ha-ha.
Haha, I get the reference. Yeah. Lots of protesting in not Texas though.
Oh,
Yeah,
tell me about
which
it.
is bizarre. Yeah, like Michigan is flipping shit to try and get like the same rules that Texas government is enforcing people here. So why don't we just get all of the Republicans from California, all of the Republicans from Michigan and everywhere else? We just put them all in Texas, but
Yeah.
we do a swap program, okay? Where then, if you're a progressive, a liberal, a leftist, wherever, you can then be relocated somewhere else in a different state.
Yes, of course. The People's Republic of Michigan.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of land out in West Texas, and I don't think that people that want to move to Texas and live by those rules would really want to use all of this public infrastructure and the luxuries that we have here that have been brought about under liberal governments.
Yeah.
Do you want a badly timed bus line?
I mean, here in Austin, they painted all the public infrastructure rainbow, and you are required to have gay sex to cross the street. So, I mean, I don't really think those guys would fit in well here. Definitely ship them out to fucking Midland, Odessa, and just pile them on top of each other there.
Also, I was gonna say that
it.
it's not just the Republicans in California; it's mostly just dipshits.
Yeah. I mean, what is the common denominator between all of these, protests? Whether it's, we're 3%ers, we're Proud Boys, we're with InfoWars. It's like, I mean, you could have just said you're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You're dudes who use the cry laughing emoji when you think you're winning an argument.
Like, I wear Hawaiian shirts, and I'm, down for the boogaloo, I guess, but, like, not over this.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's pronounced boogaloo, but okay.
Yeah,
no, that's when we do it, yeah.
Like, I really don't need to go to Tommy Bahama that bad.
New Mexico has invoked their Riot Control Act.
Which is great because it's making like white people go like, I can't believe the riot cops are here at this peaceful protest. How? Why? Oh, the police state is out of control right now. How long has it been like this?
New Mexico, much like Oklahoma, like the state mayors are just like, or the city mayors are just like, we're gonna fucking open up everything. And the governor in New Mexico is like, the fuck? You think you're what? No, they've had more. I think New Mexico is starting to become one of the ones that's like starting to get more and more cases every day now because they're trying. And city mayors are like, oh, we're still going to reopen. It's like, I feel like there's plenty of things we could do, such as just erecting a gallows.
Yeah.
For all these city mayors that insist on putting our lives in danger.
In Minecraft.
That would be actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it really is.
We could make it performance art in West Texas.
It's performance art, okay?
It really is kind of a credible threat of death for them to be saying, hey, you got to go back to work. So fucking there you go. It's self-defense if you'd string them up.
I was going to say, if it's performance art, then you should set it up in Marfa. There are three things I know about Texas, and one of them is Marfa.
There you go.
Where are the stand your ground laws when you need them? I'm going to stand my ground against this goddamn idiot mayor.
It's castle law, which means I get to stay hidden in my castle and not go outside. That's what it is.
I mean, I think the most frustrating thing about these protests, in particular the ones in Michigan, were that there were armed protesters up in cops' faces, and no one was hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
not
imagine if a black person did the same exact thing.
Oh, they did, and then Ronald Reagan passed gun control laws.
In California, yes, I mean, that's exactly true.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Watch my video about Black Panthers. It's really good.
So, yeah, that answers questions. That question's answered.
And it's not even states that are reopening. It's even states that are doing limited, like, social distance out in public, please. Like
California
Texas
is
and
yeah,
like
just
California.
Pretty please, comply with 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
and
cops
people are
and
fucking doing that.
Cops and rangers that are going out to them are like, hey, can y'all please step apart? Oh, there's that one video from New York City where it's like a couple, and the couple sitting next to each other, and they're both, I think they maybe were Hispanic looking.
Yeah.
And the cop was like, y'all need to be 6 feet apart. And then there's just like white couples like walking past, like arm in arm.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
And it's like, And then in
like
Austin, and then in Austin, oh yeah. No, and then in Austin, they arrested a kid for pushing a park ranger into the river because he was telling their group that they need to social distance.
It's always unfortunate when you're like, God damn it, Texas. Of course you would make me go, well, I guess there could only be so much community policing. This is some bullshit. Fuck you guys.
if you gotta pick a type of cop, like park rangers are like one of the better ones to be on the side
Do you
of.
realize how much you have to piss off a park ranger for them to arrest you? Like, they don't want to do that. That is so much paperwork. He probably had to dig up the form. He's like, I have never had to do this.
What are you doing to that bear? Can you just stop,
I mean,
please? Yeah, no, that's the kind of bear I was referencing.
Yeah.
Well, Meltdown May, we're off to a good start.
Meltdown May is off to a. So wait, is there because I've only pretty recently been like active on Twitter, and with as much as it makes me want to swallow my tongue saying this, Twitter culture. So what the fuck is Meltdown May like a thing? Like is that a thing every year?
It's when like people like lose their fucking minds.
But people have been losing their fucking minds on Twitter.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but it's
So is
it's
my bar
mostly
just
like
low?
literally like that weird trope where it's like crime rates go up during the summer
Or
because
like
it's
a full
hotter.
moon. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that same kind of logic.
Werewolves.
Is
Yeah, everyone
Yes.
just turns into a werewolf during May.
Like the Gravelteen that was like talking about how cringe it is that your Mark's posting that like congressional candidates are Mark's posting on Twitter.
no.
That was like early this morning.
Mm.
Was it? Let me guess. Was it the Josh for Congress guy? Probably.
It was about the Josh
He's
for
a big
Congress
poster.
guy.
He posts.
That's
He posts a lot.
it's fine.
I'll say
I mean,
that.
what's he gonna do? Go door to door, knocking on doors. Hey, please open up and listen to me. Listen to my pitch for congressional run. Josh for Congress. Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Fuck yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm just gonna stay 6 feet away from you because we need to be social distancing right now. But I'm
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
going door to door.
For anyone wondering, the Rose Takas project did not pan out the way we thought, and that vocal choice on Zach's part is Zach's choice and Zach's choice
Yeah.
alone for Joshua for Congress, not to be reflective of any of the other members of Psychic Dolphin Garage who would love to join your Google Doc coalition. Thank you.
Yikes.
Right.
Yikes.
I was gonna say he is
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
cringe, but he's very handsome, so I give him a pass.
Exactly, and that's what matters. I mean, fucking, and he's out there getting elected.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't follow things.
I am incredibly shallow. Of course, it passes.
Fucking dorks.
I don't understand the whole like idea behind of just a bunch of posters losing their mind. So I don't understand exactly why Meltdown May like continues to exist. But I am looking forward to, because there's no sports, having to create betting lines for what the next like big on Twitter leftist
Freak out is
personality
gonna
type.
be. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it gonna be
'Cause,
some
I mean,
dude saying Anne Frank was a Becky, or is it gonna be somebody posting balls and descending into madness again?
Yeah, I see.
Again.
Now, someone said that about Anne Frank, and that just kind of seems like, and I don't know, probably the what the polite way to phrase this is. That is like Westboro Baptist Church levels of like try hard outrage culture, because this is the same guy who was making the claim that all Bernie Sanders supporters are just white supremacists.
True.
Like it's that
And
same
that is
type
true, of
logic.
course, as
Yeah.
we know.
Of course we know. It is known.
But it's outrage culture, though. We shouldn't be called out on our white supremacist ideology.
Of course
Yeah.
not.
No,
we should all just
We need to
remain.
be fostering this idea of tolerance and acceptance towards
I'm-
the motherland.
I'm
Yeah.
just imagining a dude who like really like somehow got it in his head that like Bernie Sanders was some huge Nazbol kind of guy, and when he lost is so disappointed, and then finds out that he's Jewish. It's like, oh no.
Oh, I guess we dodged a bullet there. Oh man, talk about a
Christ.
psyop. What I'm picturing now is like a neo-Nazi guy who's getting like so irate about all of this white supremacist ideology, the Viking rune neck tattoos, all that sort of stuff, right? And on his T-shirt, it just has a picture of Odin that says "Not all fathers" on it.
Oh,
because-
boo.
No,
boo.
no.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think that one definitely wins.
That
as
idea
far
is
as, like,
copyrighted by
a
the
type
Psychic
of
Dolphin
guy.
Garage. If we find anybody making shirts like that and giving it to white supremacists, we will hunt you down and sue you to
And
death.
sue you. Yeah, but that's the extent of it.
At best, it's gonna be that like very father's rights subset of MRAs, and
That's
it's like,
just what they
I mean,
think
yeah,
it
your
is.
heart's in the right place, but man, you are going about this all wrong.
Yeah, you are just sorely mistaken, sir. There might be a reason why you do not have custody of your children.
I should be allowed to
Bitch of
see
an
my
ex-wife.
kids, and you know whose
Unlike-
fault it isn't that I can't. The fucking femocracy. It's like, no, dude, you have Coors Light for lunch every day, man. Like, you gotta fix your shit first.
At least
Even
get a
Alex
better
Jones
beer.
has custody of his kids.
Yeah. So if
is
that's
like
any fucking
some wild stuff again that I can't get over. But now, like, Alex Jones's ex-wife is becoming his own like reply girl, basically. After like anything he posts, she'll comment and be like, "You have custody of our kids, please
be
someone."
normal. Please, for the love of God, just fix your shit, Alex.
I mean, they're in Texas, right?
oh yeah, they're here in
Yes.
Austin. Yeah.
Oh boy, that does not bode well for Texas law.
Nope.
Like anyone who wants
Nope.
to get a divorce in Texas, maybe try getting it in another state.
Yeah. Try running away to another state, perhaps.
Just take the kids.
The Underground Railroad, but it's for alcoholic dads.
The only thing about the Alcoholic Dad Underground Railroad, which unfortunately is one word too long for a title, is they've got to be taken away. They've got to end up at a fucking SEC football stadium. That's their shelter. That's their safe space there.
All
You gotta-
roads lead to the Iron Bowl. It's just
Exactly.
Alabama's football field because they think about like what could have been before their bitch of an ex-wife ruined their life.
That
Yep.
bitch of an ex-wife of mine.
Yep, that's who made you uncoordinated and slow and not really well built for football in the first place. It was fucking Diane, man. And your
Oh,
shithead
God.
kids, Cody and Sarah. And
I didn't agree on those names.
I don't have like a whole fucking like sad dad rant here. I wish I could improv that, but I've been drinking far less in the quarantine, and it's heartbreaking. I've lost that spark for being just ad-libbing, being a terrible Paul Blart-esque man.
Man, we have gone like way off docket here.
Damn
so
right, yeah.
I think that there's really like only one thing that we can talk about to really help us get back on track, and that's that in this trying time, as we have people running low on medical supplies across the board, and as governors are fighting with the federal government about how to allocate supplies, there is a small contingent of scientists out there still doing the Lord's work and deciding to spy on gorillas using like the shittiest 1960s level GoPro device and pretend that everything's fine. Because this
Yeah.
looks like something from like the 1940s King Kong
It
that they just stuck right in the middle of a field.
absolutely. It looks like they took like one of the monkey costumes from 2001: A Space Odyssey, like the beginning of that, but like the same ones from that, and just all the wear and tear over the years. It's like, well, this is the best we could get with our grant money, so those gorillas
As
better
it would
be,
turn
better be
out,
fucking
this
gullible.
is the peak performance model. We don't know how to improve any.
They have fucking Dr. Zayas just sitting in the bushes with a fucking mannequin inside to prop it up. Like, there you go.
I mean, like the way that they designed it, so like this is like one sleepy, absolutely roofied up looking monkey that they're showing us here. Like this monkey,
it's a bit glassy eyed. I think I don't think this ape is okay to drive.
no, this ape is like getting calls from his girlfriends, wondering where it's at right now because
He does.
This
look
is
a little
Donkey
upset.
Kong right before he got kicked off of Nintendo and then became
Yeah.
a weird right wing blog grifter guy.
But I mean, like they made this gorilla made the camera hide behind what was meant to look like a young gorilla that just looked permanently fucked up, but then gave it the ability to only like beat its chest on demand. Apparently,
And gave it a submissive gaze. Look, Boston Silverback
great.
Dynamics is the leading producer of apematronics.
Apematronics.
Okay,
That is like some Tim Burton Planet of the Apes level bad puns. Like, I applaud you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and look, this is the most we're doing the most to make sure that we can get in and we can film these apes, without endangering human camera operators. Beating its chest is such an advanced technique. Almost as advanced as stacking boxes on pallets. So, and really, what we're looking for is once we make the perfect ape that can infiltrate and we can learn to communicate with them, we can turn them into the subclass that we normally reserve for human beings and pay, minimum wage to, and we can have them do all this hard labor for us because obviously they're built better physically for.
This is exactly how we got Planet of the Apes.
I was gonna say.
You
I
are
was gonna say, this
repeating
is
the
how you
plot
went with
of like the
Morlocks,
fourth
yeah.
movie, and also the fact you're calling it infiltration instead of ape filtration. Just shame on you, sir.
Yeah. Unless you can work in some kind of fucking banana pun, I don't think the Department of Defense is gonna sign off on this.
I just have to ask, like, we have come so far when it comes to sex dolls. Why have we not come this far when it comes to monkey suits?
Where do you think they got the...
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
those
Just
those
20-year-old
sex dolls that have a submissive gaze and can beat their chest on demand.
Yeah!
Are you telling
Yeah.
me that they don't have sex dolls that can do that? Because I am sure.
It's just they're 20-year-old decommissioned sex dolls that they reworked into looking like girls. Like, unfortunately,
That's what I was...
the technology is very expensive, and this was just cheaper.
Yeah, one of these goes for exactly $16.99.99. Don't ask me how I have that exact number handy. And that's just the way it is.
But weirdly enough, it still comes as a monkey. That's the
Well, that's just because Bo ordered
Oh
it
no,
that
yeah,
way.
you gotta order that. Yeah, you gotta order that off the special websites.
Yeah, moo, bears, monkeys.
I feel like that's like the fucking... God, okay. Well, anyway, yeah. It's good scientific work we're doing here.
Yeah. Hey, if
be
we're gonna
talking
talk about
this
things
type
that the
of shit,
federal
or we
government
can talk about like coronavirus and
Yeah,
government
true.
corruption
Well,
all over.
Okay,
So,
in all
like,
fairness,
what the fuck?
then we gotta get to what the fucking researchers found with their magic monkey sex doll, and what that is also.
Thank you.
Yeah, what that is also is fucking the gorillas hum and sing while they eat, which is adorable, and they're constantly
Love it.
farting, which is also adorable.
Mhm.
So fucking there
Yes.
you go.
They
It's
really
good
are.
science.
Yeah, they really are just like us.
Yeah, I too sing, fart, and hum while I eat. It's beautiful.
I mean,
Yeah, for some reason they found 3 gorillas that would stand around a rock and talk to each other for an hour. They think it's a podcast of some kind. Just
Yeah.
a little banana mic stand.
Oh, that's great.
so
It's adorable.
what wasn't in this article is that it has been observed that certain pockets and populations of great apes are actually technically in their Stone Age. So it's unfortunate that that wasn't the one that was recorded with this like creepy looking monkey. But-
Yeah, no, the fucking creepy hollow ape is hollow ape is a fun turn of phrase also. But yeah, the creepy hollow ape turns out it's just sitting near the shittiest, dumbest gorillas. Meanwhile, all the ones off camera are like walking up on their hind legs and carrying torches and having deep philosophical
Gorillas-
discussions.
Gorillas can walk on their hind legs, Bo.
No, but I'm saying they're doing it full time and they've got their arms tucked
Okay.
behind their backs like they're fancy.
Yeah,
Like,
very Australopithecus.
There's a gorilla flying car just happening in the background.
absolutely, yeah. It's
All
like,
the
I say,
stoner
Diddy, that
gorillas,
ape over
yeah.
there with a glassy stare and the submissive gaze looks quite odd.
No, it's definitely a spy. It's definitely a robot.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Yes,
This is my
and that-
gorilla voice, my dear sir.
Well, it's just like all the Planet of
Hello.
the Apes gorillas. They all have English accents for some reason.
Sebastian Gorka gorilla voice.
I'm not sure that it's a good idea for Bo to do gorilla voice for the remainder of the episode.
Right.
No! Alright, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to get
I'm
canceled.
sure that won't become grating at any point, yeah.
Hey,
Well-
a gorilla might hear this and will have something to say about it.
Yeah, there we fucking go. Is Coco died, right?
No, Coco's
Yes,
still alive.
Coco died.
No, did
No,
she die?
for some
She's
reason-
still alive.
I don't know.
No, Coco, before they died, said, "Go do great things."
Don't listen to
that's
podcasts.
right. And I teared up a little bit from it because I was like, why does this gorilla have more humanity than most of us? Like
No,
this poor.
Okay,
Alright,
okay,
100%.
hold on. We this is our obligatory response because people are gonna be like, man, I can't believe they didn't focus on politics. The reason Coco was able to say that was because she was living outside of the constraints of a capitalist system, man. She had read her theory and the form of symbolism. And that's the real
man.
reason why she was trying to inspire people and lead
Do you
a
think-
class revolution.
Oh yeah. And also like what politics she wants to talk about, the definitely real dossier on the Chinese coronavirus cover up that Fox News is posting about already.
That
Like,
Like
rules.
Alright.
that's definitely real, definitely worth talking about.
Definitely worth the cookie that is now like on my browser. Wonderful.
The Fox News cookie just sitting, waiting. You're gonna get an ad for catheters in like a week. It's gonna happen.
My dad and I
Oh.
have the same name, so I already get his AARP mail. So it's pretty terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like,
There
Oh
you go.
no.
turning 30 and having AARP mail you, I was like, should I just die now? Should I just be dead?
Is that what the AARP mail is like? It's like, hey, you old fuck, sign up.
Pretty much.
You better get it now before you die.
But yeah,
Jesus.
this
Time's a wasting. Tick tick.
this 100%
Yeah.
real 15-page doc, only 15 pages. Like Jesus Christ, I could have written
Yeah,
this
that's
in
what I
a
want to
night.
sit down and read.
Well, and that's like without like the government idea of like it's MLA formatted, and then they have like the scan page. And,
Oh,
like,
then they
the
have
next,
to add
the
in like
cover page.
16
Yeah.
pages where it's just all blacked out for some
Mhm.
fucking reason.
It's 15 pages, but 16 of those pages are blacked out.
Yeah, like
Like,
the PDF is all fucked.
it just wastes ink.
Are we still talking about the AARP thing or the dossier?
there, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same fucking thing. Like honestly, I could have.
Yeah.
I could have written this in a night, like not on Adderall. It would have been
Yeah.
extremely easy to write 15 pages in a day.
So what does the dossier reveal?
Says that
What-
the China virus, the Wuhan flu,
It just says the
came from
China
China.
virus, the
The-
Wuhan flu, and that's
The
it.
Kung flu.
the Kung flu.
God.
That's all it
Yeah.
says. Yeah, I don't know what it says. I like skimmed this, and the report apparently insinuates that it may have come from a Chinese lab, or it may have been animal-human transmission. But we think that it was probably a lab. Definitely
I
think
do
that it
like
was a
that.
lab.
So what do you want the reputation to be, China? Huh? That your people eat bats and that's why, or that you nefariously made this bioweapon and it got out of control? What stereotype do you want us dumb Americans to classify you in for the next 15 to 20 years?
Very-
Both? You said both? We heard both. We're gonna do both.
What's also just bad is this reporting. Like I knew that Fox News was pretty shit already, but like I haven't read anything of Fox News in a while, and my God, this is like very poorly reported. Like clearly someone was like, "Well, I got to get this out today because I got a deadline."
Yeah.
Like it's kind of incomprehensible to read.
Well, that's the point, because it doesn't really say anything, and also it's completely, about as reliable as the reports that said that the Venezuelan elections were bad, and also that they were undergoing a coup. Those, very reliable news stories that went around.
Or that Kim Jong-un died?
Or that Kim Jong-un died, yeah.
Our
Dudes
boy.
rock.
He
Dudes rock.
literally...
Dudes rock.
Look,
I
look.
love, by the way, like how that happened. We're like, yeah, he had open heart surgery and then he died. Okay, well, maybe he didn't die. We don't really know. Okay, so he definitely didn't die. He also didn't even have surgery. Okay, all right. So-
Well, I mean, in to be fair to the American people as a whole, like when we hear somebody might have gotten surgery, we just assume, like, oh, they're fucked.
They
Like
might
even
die,
if they're on
yeah.
the other side of it, 100% healthy, like, you're in the poorhouse, bud. Sorry.
Mhm.
You're done for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're-
well,
Think about it, like the average person in North Korea, like their day-to-day life just blipped right over all of this. They got, there was no rumor mill about that.
Look, the United States is just flexing the power that we have to make to force other heads of state to make showy appearances out in public for no reason other than we felt like doing it.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say we do that to force them to actually die to conform to our fucking ridiculous narrative, and I was like, fuck yes. What if the president just has a big secret board of world leaders he wants to die, and you just have to ideate until it fucking happens? Absolutely.
Lighting a prayer candle. All right, this one's for Kim Jong-un.
We need to get like every, witch in Brunswick to just like get together in a room and try and hold the seance and really make this magic happen.
Yeah, I doubt that there are that many people, praying a protective shield around such a cruel dictator such as Kim Jong-un. Like, all we need is a little bit of witchcraft to get to him.
Yeah, I completely agree. There is no giant
get the
spirit
Tumblr
ball
bone stealing
being
witch.
formed in North Korea in the Peninsula Point right now.
I would absolutely love to watch a fucking show that's just Super Saiyan Kim Jong-un squaring up against Tumblr witches from 2014. That would be absolutely my shit.
What would they sound like, Bo? Go ahead. Delight us.
They're just annoying white girls, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. You got your stick and pokes, and you got your fucking, we are the daughters of witches you couldn't burn, despite your, mom being well and alive, and, screaming at the closed door of Applebee's. Yeah.
Those really are kind of the Karens of our generation in a weird way. Like, all of them are going to
incubating
grow up.
Karens.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the current Karens, were hippies, at some point, right? So I can't imagine
Right.
what
Well,
You're
our
right.
scene
anti-vax
girls and
moms.
our Tumblr witches.
Anybody
Yeah.
that got on Tumblr and still argues about how emotional labor is the reason that capitalism shouldn't exist.
Oh yeah, are you in an emotional place to hear some bad news right now? Some of those type.
Are you in the right
people,
headspace?
right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Answer is
Are
always.
you in the right headspace for me to tell you just how trash your outfit looks? No? Okay, I respect that.
Oops, sorry, sis.
Are you in the right headspace for me to tell you that by liking the Steven Universe character, you are literally as bad as Hitler? And on certain parts of Tumblr where I will commend you for that, because it turns out we're big into Steven Universe, but we're also Nazis. That's a very specific subset that I'm sure exists.
Yeah.
Venn diagram of like 9 people in Atomwaffen. Just,
Yeah.
having a blast. Although I guess I would say that probably like the compromise between Atomwaffen and Tumblr Witch has definitely got to be Tradcath. Right?
Oh yeah, you got all the
That's kinda
magic
just
and
what-
you've got all the reactionary tendencies. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, you still are, pro imaginary friend, and I think that's the most important part.
And really
Now,
into authority.
on that end, are we talking about the witches or about Atomwaffen? Because I imagine, white supremacy is really its own imaginary friend when you think about it.
Again,
I'm not going to expand
just
on that take.
I'm my own imaginary friend.
a
the song.
Disneyfied, cartoony, family-friendly version of White Power Odin, just talking to you about why dads deserve rights is what's now
We've
stuck
come
in
full
my
circle.
brain.
It's not Kids Bop. It's Kids Odin.
What?
Kid Bops. Kid Bops. Kids Bop.
What-
It's
What are
Kids
you
Bop.
doing?
What are you talking
It's
about?
Kids Bop, yeah.
Yeah, Kids Bop, but it's Kids Odin, and it's just like very
That's because
Nazi.
Ode is like
Is
a
this
song.
supposed to be a
is that
pun?
why?
Yeah,
Is that the bridge?
the the bridge between the two worlds.
The
yes.
Rainbow Bridge. There.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go. Rainbow
Also,
Bridge
what
to
you're
get to
looking for
Valhalla.
is Kids Bop covers of fuck.
Of-
Who's that one rapper? The Tom McDonald guy.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh,
Kids
no.
Bop covers of like Burzum. This is the only white
Oh, yeah, that
supremacist
too.
group that I could think of at the moment. Sorry.
Wagner, maybe. It's Ride of the Valkyries, but done by a crowd of suspiciously mostly blue-eyed children.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's where you go when you end up as when you go through a Catholic home. You either end up as cool as the Pope, or you're listening to black Nazi metal covers
Yep.
online
Is the
all the
Pope
time.
cool?
Does
by
the
the
Pope
way-
shit in the woods?
Yeah,
if the Pope shits in the woods and nobody's there to hear it.
Did the
Yeah?
tree fall?
I just feel like this is like such a fucking curve that we have to judge the Pope on. Like, for a Pope, he seems like an all right guy, but I don't think that he's like the woke boy that everyone is trying to tell us all about.
And
Absolutely not.
He
Like-
seems to exist in like this weird like purgatory. Fun word to use.
Ah!
Yeah, I was gonna say, interesting thing to accuse the Pope of, sir.
I mean, most according to Catholicism, most popes do end up in purgatory for quite a while, but it's just to help cleanse the sins of other people. But that's another story. I could talk about
nice.
Catholic stuff for the rest of the day if I want to. But this pope in particular seems in a like kind of weird space because we have this Fox News article that's blaspheming the Pope, and the Pope is an incredibly conservative person, even if he did help out this group of transgender sex workers. That's the news topic that we're talking about, folks. I don't know what to think of this man other than just like he is kind. I mean, God is presumably telling him to be kind.
Yeah.
But he also said that transgender people are just as dangerous as atomic bombs. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Which,
think of
I
this
mean,
man.
like,
It's because
it's pretty
they
rad.
rock that much. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that's why.
As a now officially christened Posadist podcast, we can say nuclear bombs are fucking awesome.
That is true. Like we
Yeah.
are now like
Official.
we
We've been baptized
Man,
in
it's
nuclear
beautiful.
flame.
Does that mean that we have to become like accelerationists? You know,
Absolutely.
just be like, cyberpunk strip clubs were only the beginning. Soon, everyone will get trans
Substantiation.
He well, see, did he say prostitute or sex worker? That's the real sign. About,
Yeah.
like, whether or not.
Okay, well, the article says prostitute.
Okay, well,
Thanks, Fox
yeah,
News.
I don't trust Fox News.
Yeah,
on,
I'm
on
not
that.
sure.
On
I
the
need
proper
to know,
terminology.
Like, when he was speaking in his native tongue, did he use, like the woke boy terminology? Because I also understand it ultimately doesn't make a lick of difference.
Yeah,
because he
let's
still was,
check
like,
in and
doing
see
good
if this
for these
if this 80-year-old king of the pedophiles is woke or not. Yeah,
Well, we don't know if he was king of the pedophiles. There's
that's
actually,
how that works,
like,
right?
The king
No,
of the
that is
pedophiles
100% how that
like,
works.
one of the cardinals in the college that they're like, okay, so we know why you can't be the actual Pope, Gary, but like, by God, you are willing to go through our books, and just no one else is wanting to put in that level of work. Like it
Jesus.
just,
Well,
Jesus.
it's at least good that the Pope is recognizing that there are people who cannot go to work right now, and as much as there is debate about are there rules surrounding romantic visits to people's homes who you don't live with, like that's still people that probably don't want to risk getting catching and spreading a disease, and it's much more responsible for them to stay at home rather than making house calls all the time.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
so it's at least recognizing that there are people who are suffering during this. I mean, the church can say what it wants about about things that it doesn't approve of, but at the end of the day, the Pope is still kind of supposed to be the person that's like, hey, these are still people, we still need to reach out to them.
he's the Popester boy for Catholicism. Yes.
Yeah.
God
the
damn it. You just
All
made
right.
my level spike.
Yeah,
Christ.
no, I get what you're saying, and like it's a good face for everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like fucking like they're not like the Westboro Baptist Church. Like trying to put Catholicism and all Catholics into one little box is fucking ludicrous. But
If anyone has made it this far, you're a true comrade, and we thank
Real
you.
MVP.
Shout out to all of our patrons, especially Scott for contributing to our dialectical tier, and Spencer, Allie, David, Adelaide, and Drayton for contributing to our Devil's Advocate tier. Y'all help keep the show going, and thank you to our new patrons that have joined this week. We really appreciate your contribution to our efforts to create leftist communities through podcasting. So let us know how you liked our latest Patreon exclusive episode, Himbo Dan Crenshaw.
I fucking hate that premise, but I'm the one who wrote that title, so really, really, who's to blame?
So, are we moving into a game, Kelton?
We are. I got back to my roots here, boys. In a week where armed white guys are allowed to take over a Capitol building while unarmed black kids are brutally attacked for having a cigarette, it's time to bring back fan favorite game, What Did the Cop Do?
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to hell, everybody. All right, so round one. One police officer was placed on administrative leave. What did the cop do?
I'm gonna go ahead and just get out and say it. Ran somebody over with his car. Just fucking was
Okay.
not looking, not even like just in the fucking Walmart parking lot, and it was just dum dum, and like the Law and Order intro.
Gotcha. Well, what if I told you that Walmart was involved?
Oh,
Maybe that will
All
will
right.
help whoever answers
Okay.
next.
I'm gonna say that the cop shot a man who was on his hands and knees.
Never a bad guess, I suppose, in today's day and age, unfortunately.
I'm gonna guess that the cop tased the elderly greeter.
Now, okay, there's only one way to get to the bottom of it, so let me spin y'all a tale of what happened, okay?
fuck me up.
Stephen Taylor was a 33-year-old father of 3 who went shopping for a baseball bat at a Walmart, checked out, and then was asked by a police officer to drop the bat. He declined and became agitated when police would not let him leave the premise with the baseball bat. And accordingly, one police officer shot him in the chest, while another police officer shot him with a taser, also in the chest. He died because of the gunshot, but also because neither of the officers were CAT certified and could not give him the necessary medical attention. Yay, you guys were all kind of right. Doesn't it feel good
A
to
senseless
win
killing in a
little
Walmart.
bit?
What an American way to die.
To make things worse, only 10 family members are allowed to attend his funeral because of COVID-19.
Oh no!
Yay!
I
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I wasn't even slightly right.
In the
Like administrative leave should be
In
like
the-
something like, oh yeah, you fucked up. You I don't know, ran a red light maybe, or like did no. You know what? That is too high a fucking bar. You didn't like stop all the way properly at a red light, and you like fucking
yeah,
at a stop sign. You like
yeah, you rolled
like
through a
did
stop
like
sign.
a
That's what
rolling
gets you on
stop.
administrative leave, not fucking, murdering a human being. Like,
Yep. It's was not fun for me to look up all of the details of that because of course I had to look at 4 to 5 various local news articles because the official statements weren't giving me any sense of the real story.
yeah, I'm sure the official statements
So-
were
Yeah.
very accurate, very
very transparent and helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
not one-sided at all. There was zero bias.
Armed black man shot by cops.
Man. Well, glad we all
was good.
enjoyed
It
that
was good.
round. What's next, Kelton?
All right, round 2. 5 police officers were reinstated. What did the cops
Mm.
do?
Mm,
All 5 of them shot a man on his knees.
okay.
That's just gonna be Zach's go-to.
This is my
so far.
answer.
Yeah, you gotta ride the hot hand, don't you, Zach?
Look, I got a gut feeling.
I'm gonna
okay?
say I don't know. It was that opening scene from RoboCop, and those are the cops from that.
I wish I could think of something like the first thing that came to my mind was they beat a black man to death.
Pleasant,
Hmm.
yeah.
Mm. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, but it was
Mhm.
justified. Okay, yeah. That's why they're
Yeah.
reinstated.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
An internal investigation found no wrongdoing.
But
so
they
there you
found
go.
20
Don't ask
kilos
any more
of cocaine
questions.
on
Well-
him. Wow, how did that happen?
Gotcha. Well, let me go ahead and tell y'all what happened. In 2015, a bar brawl involving 4 black men and 8 off-duty cops occurred. Apparently, one of the off-duty cops thought that one of the black guys who was whistling to get the bartender's attention was actually trying to whistle at his girlfriend. So when one of the other black gentlemen offered to smooth things over by buying a round of drinks, the off-duty cop and his 7 other buddies and one of the bar's owners attacked them.
Oh,
And I really wish I could give you guys like more specifics, but wouldn't you know it, the 5 cops that are actually the same ones being reinstated were the same 5 cops who then destroyed phone records and video evidence, then improperly obtained and withheld other evidence when it came out about the senseless beating of one African-American gentleman. So it's just a lovely time. Anyways, the mayor of this town that only has a population of 155,000 say that they need, quote, all hands on deck because of COVID-19. And that's the justification for them being reinstated.
I am, like, massaging my temples right now.
Don't you just love happy endings, guys? They're getting their jobs
Not
back.
to sound grim,
Yeah,
but I mean, like, there's not bar fights happening, at least. There's no bar fights they can, manipulate to their fucking, incredibly white supremacist terrible ends.
Yeah,
so there's that.
but Bo,
Yeah,
this means that
all they did was senselessly beat a black man to near the point of death and to the point that a small town had to award him almost $1 million in damages.
Fuck.
Yay!
At least you got that.
that's one of the it's one of the most reliable paths to wealth in the U.S. today is getting senselessly beat by cops and then being reimbursed by the state.
I mean,
Rich dad, poor dad. Oh God.
it beats a multi-level marketing scheme. That's for sure.
Yeah.
See, I get the shit beat out of me by a cop, and then you get 2 friends to get the shit beat out of them. And the cycle continues.
Instead of Avon, it's just ACAB. That same font style.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
All right. So we got the final round here, gentlemen.
Thank God.
It's this is gonna be a fun one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Round 3. 2 police officers are suspended. What did the cops do?
Kissed. They kissed.
2 or
2 police officers are suspended. Bo is going with kiss. That is definitely a wild card. What if I told you that maybe some kissing was involved? Okay. All right. Zach?
They're going to jail?
They're suspended.
They're
not
suspended.
going to jail.
Okay, sorry. They're suspended. There was kissing involved. There are 2 of them.
Mhm.
They were really trying to social distance some people that were kissing, and they accidentally
Kissed themselves.
tripped and shot them.
Again with the shooting. Okay. All right.
And the people that they were separating ended up on their knees when they got shot.
Way to bring it back.
They were fucking.
The bullet went to the back of their heads.
Oh. Dennis, what about you?
I'm going to say that these officers were entrapping a sex worker. One of them hired this sex worker and had sex with her while the other one was in the closet filming the entire time. And then after coitus, they arrested them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that seems like cop
just
shit.
a real caught in the act kind of stuff. Well, here's what went down, fellas. The officers were suspended for coming into their place of work drunk and inebriated, making a ruckus and then taunting the inmates at their station. They then proceeded to break the CCTV cameras and then molested a 61-year-old mentally challenged woman.
Man, you really had me at coming into work drunk, and then the rest of that just fucking. That's.
Yeah.
Want to guess like where they worked? Want to take a guess, Bo?
I'm gonna say
North Carolina?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, they worked at a special coronavirus quarantine facility. Yay!
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is particularly heinous. That is the heinous mustard upon this hot dog of shit.
All right, that was What Did the Cop Do? A not at all soul-scarring game that I try to make once a month. Not because that's all my poor brain can take, but because that's some other reason. I'll fill it in later.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I'm
post.
gonna
Saturation with the audience,
I gotta take a shower
Yep.
after this. This is awful.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I have to throw up.
It's been taking me a lot to take a shower in quarantine, and I think that just about did it. Well, all that said,
Yeah. Yeah, this has been an
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
What do we got to plug after this?
Join
we,
the Discord.
That's really
Yeah,
all
we
that
talk
matters,
about better shit
right?
in the Discord. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah. Don't join the Discord if you're gonna say cops aren't bad though. But
Yeah,
join the
yeah. And
Discord.
if anybody does say cops aren't bad, in the Discord or in general, point them to the end of this episode because, hot damn, huh? I'm
Hot
sure your
damn,
uncle
indeed.
your uncle who fucking read to kids once totally fucking balances that out, huh, buddy?
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Story time with cops.
I do have one thing to plug. So you those of you listening may or may not know that I have my own separate Patreon just because things get a little expensive in California and I need things to be supplemented a little bit more. The boys do help me out every once in a while, which I really appreciate. But if you want to help me out directly, I have a special going on this month on my Patreon. Basically, everyone is getting bumped up in perks to the next tier. So if you get $1 or if you donate at $1, you get a handmade postcard from me. And then if you do the $5 or $6, you get a handmade postcard from me every month now, which I've decided to do. And I have to warn everyone, I'm not a good artist, so they won't be good.
I mean, that's like half the fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw.
I'm glad.
I posted a picture of them, and I hope everyone enjoyed them.
Well, fuck yeah. Speaking of plugs and Patreon stuff, if you are a patron, you get our bonus episodes every Thursday. So sign up for that. Thursday mostly. Thursday has a big fucking asterisk next to it. I can't manage my time well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Thursday on a geological scale. Like it's around then.
Mhm.
Around then.
Yeah.
The geological
Yeah.
scale.
Oh,
It's-
I also I should say that my Patreon is patreon.com/Dennis with one N Ricardo.
There
And
we go.
it'll probably be linked.
Yeah, we should definitely have a link to that in the bio by now, if not already. So,
Oopsies.
Whoopsies. Links are hard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Watch our stream. Kelton, what else do you have?
I got the Gigo show happening every week. Last week we covered Extraction, which has been making news as Netflix's biggest movie ever in its debut weekend, bigger than The Irishman. So thank you, Quarantine. Also, maybe we shouldn't have jerked off Martin Scorsese for 4 hours because if this is the result of it. Anyways, this week on Friday we're going to be covering Olympus Has Fallen and kind of talking a little bit about the xenophobic slant that happened in movies around that time of North Korea being the big bads. Not at all because we thought that maybe Kim Jong-un would actually be dead. So I'm glad it gets to be a happy episode that time around. And then in the world of sports, Sports Radio 1917, which happens on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to that for actually good content like what comes from Dennis. But stick around if you like sports because last week we had Crappy Oats from Means TV on our dumb little sports show, and that was fun. And then this week we are going to be having a real life reporter who has worked in the past with the Houston Chronicle talk about just the wild world of sports. Or
I was
lack
gonna say,
thereof.
all the things happening in sports these days. All the sports.
Yes, exactly. A lot of Kentucky Derby news. We're getting really invested in that and figuring out the logistics of jousting.
Are jockeys
So-
immune to coronavirus? Is that what it is?
Legally, I'm gonna say yes.
Mint juleps can cure coronavirus.
I will absolutely take that as canonical medical advice. 100%.
Mhm. Bo and I are just gonna sip on mint juleps.
Yeah, we are
next
gonna
time.
sit in big fancy hats outside in the heat, just sneezing back and forth on each other
Mhm.
as we sip our mint juleps and don't get coronavirus.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's the mint. It's healing.
All right, Kelton, take us out.
Just remember, no amount of showering is gonna get the thought of that 61-year-old mentally challenged woman getting
Ugh.
sexually assaulted by the police
Oh.
out of your heads. Okay, deuces. Thanks for listening to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. Check out our link tree in the show notes so you can join our Discord and subreddit and become a part of the community. Find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Word of mouth is still the best way for us to bring this weird leftist show to as many people as we possibly can, so if you like the episode, please share it with someone. Anyone. Just one other person at your school or office or parole hearing who you think might like what we do. We trust your judgment. Be sure to join us every week for Destiny Tuesdays on our Discord, the PDLR Fantasy Sports Show Thursdays on our YouTube channel, and Variety Game Night Fridays on Twitch. That just about covers it. All right, we love you. Bye.